This is the Pearson Edexcel International Advanced Level, the IAL. And we're doing Mathematics Pure Math 1, June 2022 exam. And this is question 6, which works with simultaneous equations and a little bit of solving quadratics. Okay. So here's the information that was given. Obviously, usually there's just this disclaimer, don't rely on your calculator too much. Here's the information that is given. We have two equations. This one, 2xy, it's got x and y in it, minus 3x squared equal to 50. And the other equation over here, y minus x to the power of 3 plus 6x equals to 0. And they want us to show that these two equations equal this. Okay, so this is simultaneous equations, and let's label this one equation 1 and this one equation 2. So we'll just write number 6a. Equation 1 is 2xy minus 3x squared equal to 50. Number 1. Equation 2 is y minus x to the power of 3 plus 6x equals to 0. Number 2. From here, we can sub. Let's see. Well, number 2 into sub number 2. I think I'm going to rearrange number 2 a little bit because I want y equal to something. I can't sub it in yet, so it's equal to 0 currently. So let's rearrange it by plusing x3 and minusing 6x on both sides. Plus x3 minus 6x. We end up with y is equal to x3 minus 6x. Okay, so let's make that. That's our equation 2. This will work a little easier. That is number 2. So sub 2, wherever you see a y, you're going to put this into 1. So we have, this is our whole y, and we're going to put it inside 1 over there. Okay. A little more space. There we go. Sub 2 into 1. So therefore, we have 2x and x3 minus 6x. It's now only in x's. Minus 3x. I'm just going to bring the 50 over to the left, equals 0. Right? I'm minus 50 on both sides. Bring that 50 over to the left. So then just a matter of timesing out these brackets. 2x times x3 is 2x4. Minus 6 times 2x, minus 6x times 2x is 12. Negative 12x squared minus 3x squared minus 50 equal to 0. And just we have some like terms, x squared terms. 2x4 minus 12 minus 3 is minus 15. X squared minus 50 is equal to 0. And I think, if I go back and check, that is correct. That is what they were looking for. Okay. So that's number A. Number B. It's given you the same equations and it's asked you to solve for them, simultaneous equations, and give your answer in fully simplified surd form. Okay, surd form. So we found this from our previous answer. And now we just have to solve for x. So take a look at this. It's just a trinomial because we have x double the middle x and a constant term over here. So if you look at a trinomial, normally, not like that. Normally a trinomial would be x squared minus 15x minus 50 equal to 0. And you see that the x squared is double the x1. So as long as this one is double that one, okay, then you're good to go. So we can open up our two brackets. 2 and 1 just has 2 and 1 for the 2, no other factors. Remember now you're trying to get x4, so you use x squared. So instead of, whereas this one would have been 2x, that was a 2 there, and x, then that makes x times x makes x squared. Here, x squared times x squared makes x4. Okay. Then we look at factors of 50. Well, I see 15 in the middle, and I already think 5 and 10. That has to plus together to make this term, and it has to, times together to make the third term. And plus together to make the middle term. Okay. So we have 10 and 1. And 10 and 5. 10 times 5 makes 50. And one of these, because the third term is negative of the trinomial, one of these is going to be negative and one of these is going to be positive. So we have to pick, and you always pick the biggest one takes the sign of the middle term. So the biggest one will take the sign of the middle term. Okay. That's one, so it's negative 10 plus 5. And then one of these brackets has to be 0 because it's equal to 0. So something times something makes 0. So we know that 2x squared plus 5 is equal to 0. Or alternatively, x squared minus 10 must be equal to 0. Let's look at the one on the left. So 2x squared, we minus 5 on both sides. Divide through by 2. You'll get x squared, those 2's cancel out, is equal to minus 5 over 2. And so just checking, take a look at this one carefully. X squared term, if we square root both sides, in the next step, we'll see that the square cancels out, but then you have x equal to a square root of a negative number, which is imaginary. Okay, so this is invalid. This one doesn't exist. So, but we already should have known that here. As soon as you see an x squared term equal to a negative number. We look at the other side, x squared, we might, plus 10 on both sides. Okay, so we've got a positive number here. Take the square root. Remember, when you add your own square root, it's positive or negative. So always when you're adding your own square root, the square root cancels out. X is equal to positive or negative the square root of 10. And those are valid answers. So that's the end of number B. We're not finished. Let's see, what the question asked for? Solve simultaneously. So we've got X so far. We don't have Y. Okay. So we just grab this from up here actually. See if I can drag it down. Okay. This never works. I always think this is going to work and then it never works. All right. Boom. Not too bad. All right. So we have two X options. X is plus minus 10, square root 10. So, well, then we're looking at, oh, why is this equal to 0? Let's see if we, interesting. This won't work. Wow, I took the simplified version, but actually, no, I don't want that one because it doesn't have a y in it. So we pick one of the equations that we used. We used these two from the previous question. So this was number 1, and we rearranged this one slightly as number 2. So let's just, this would have been y equals to x3 minus 6x. That was our number 2. So I'm going to use that as our number 2. X to the power of 3 minus 6x. X to the power of 3 minus 6x. So we're subbing our x values back into one of the equations. So we sub x equals, let's do first square root 10, or x equals negative square root 10. Okay. Into 2 x's, 2 y's. So therefore y equals square root 10 to the power of 3 minus 6 times square root 10, or y equals negative square root 10. So the power of 3 minus 6 times negative square root 10. Look, this one on the left, so square root 10 to the power of 3 minus 6 times square root 10. Oh, I'm just going to put that all in the calculator today. And for this one, I get 4 square root 10. And then on the right-hand side, just change the calculator, leave it there and change the negatives. And this will be negative 4 square root 10. And so we have, right, our x's, this was our y's, and our x's was plus minus square root 10. Okay, so that's all the answers that we had. And this completes question 6. Solving simultaneously. Started off with this. Right, good.